I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From downtown Milwaukee, tonight it's the hometown Milwaukee Bucks playing host to the LA Clippers. The opening tip won by the Bucks as we get going at beautiful new Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Middleton to Bledsoe. Nothing going here on that drive. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. So far, so good.
Didn't take long to get this crowd on their feet, and one of the most undervalued things in sports, the 13th man, the fans. If they get you going in the game, they can help you sustain that energy.
That's his first.
Paul George is going to get a chance at three here. A career 84% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. And he hits the second. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. To Hill. Tough make through traffic.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. Down by 1. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. To Middleton. Going to launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. To Leonard. George. Beverly. Patrick Beverly. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the 3.
And the rebound taken in by Beverly. George. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Mike Budenholzer wants a timeout. His guys have come out flat. Slow start in this first quarter. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
George, he made his first effort, but not that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Lays it up and in.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with the easy lay right there.
Paul George to Beverly. Paul George, 4-2. Paul George, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Leonard. And look out. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Leonard. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
George. Paul George. 3 for 4. Good start. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Strong finish for Paul George. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
A big finish at the rim. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Entering the game for the Los Angeles Clippers, number 23, Louis.
Leonard. He made his first effort, but not that time. Over and back.
Backcourt violation for the Bucks.
George knocks it down in the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
If you're the defender, you can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
You can count that one. 4-point play. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. From the painted area, won't go down. Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Clippers have got it. To Beverly. Williams. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Short jumper misses. Matthews knocks it down and the foul. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
But did you see on that three-point shot, did you see him slightly kick his legs out? By kicking his legs out, the defender runs into the legs. There's contact. That's how you get a 4-point play potentially.
Williams. That's off the side of the rim, short. A shot at the buzzer. Final shot of the period, almost. It would have counted, but no good. Time's run out here in the first quarter. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's the Clippers with the possession now. George, he continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
George. Paul George is going to get 3 shots here. He's perfect from the line so far. Knocks down the first. It's the second. One more coming. Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Hill into the front court. His guys down big. Goes to the right side. Connaughton here against Harkless. To George Hill from long range. Missed it. To Paul George. scores. Jay, how do you stop that?
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Mike Budenholzer seen enough from this group. Here come some changes. Antetokounmpo, deep left corner. Hill. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
And a flash. Scores at the rim.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas, or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 2 of 4 now.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
To George. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
The assist from number 6, Eric Bledsoe.
George. Off the mark. To Hill. He throws it down. Timeout called here by the Clippers, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Doc Rivers making some changes to his lineup. Leonard can't go down. Smothering defense. George Hill to Antetokounmpo. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Brook Lopez snatching it out of the air.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Leonard. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 2.
Hill. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Oh, he missed them both. George. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Throws it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Number 13.
Bledsoe to Lopez. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Brook Lopez at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 78% at the line. So he hits the first, misses the second. To Harkless. Rises for the slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Middleton's shot, no good. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Goes to the left side. Lopez to George Hill. Beyond the arc for three. They defended it well, but George Hill still hits the three.
That move right there, that seeps into the defender's psyche. Let's just hope his feelings didn't get hurt as well on that play.
George. Well defended. To Hill. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That one off the mark. It's no good. To Paul George. Lets it fly from long range. It was contested, but Paul George still dials in for three.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip, and when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
George, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Big finish at the rim.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Deep two there, won't go. To Leonard. And he finishes at the rim.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, a couple of free throws on the way. He struggled so far. First try, no good. He missed a pair of free throws. To Beverly. Doesn't have the touch, no good. To George Hill. Clippers have got it.
Ooh, I think people are leaving already.
To Leonard. And throws it down. Now the Bucks gonna signal for a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Shot from in close, no good. And stuffs it home.
An easy two, get back on defense.
Giannis with it up top. Down a bundle to Middleton. Fires the three, and Chris Middleton on his own island hits it from three.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough two than a wide open three.
George, and a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his second personal foul. Team foul number 1.
George, that's how you defend.
His scoring is definitely cooled off, but you have to give the defense some credit. They're denying him the ball and really making him work once he catches it.
The assist from number 6, Eric Bledsoe.
To Leonard. For three. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Brook Lopez sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
He's on the deck. Great sacrifice. The follow won't go either. To Middleton. Oh, emphatic slam. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Leonard. Gets it in the left corner. Brook Lopez sends it away. That's his third block this evening.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Bledsoe slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. George, add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Clippers have it. Leonard. Smothering D.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
To Hill. George Hill. Now 3 for 9.
One could make the case he might be glad he didn't get the and one.
Strong finish for Paul George.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
We get a whistle and a timeout as they'll take a moment to talk things over. It's that time for new blood. Mike Budenholzer makes the move to his bench. Giannis for two. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
To Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe. He's now 5 for 6.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
And the finish. Slam dunk.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Get back. Match up. Find the shooters.
Paul George with the block. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. Rocking the rim.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Number 6, Eric Bledsoe.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
To Middleton. Oh, he had him there for a second. Whoa, Chris Middleton. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Straight on 3. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The 4th quarter coming up. And a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. And they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Missed a wide open look. Giannis in control of the basketball. His guys down big to Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo to Matthews. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
I'm looking at the bench right now, and the coach is saying, keep pushing it, keep going.
Nice finish at the rim.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's a Proud City.
Oh, emphatic slam.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Giannis Antetokounmpo pins it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Leonard. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Bledsoe with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Antetokounmpo. Lopez. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And that's a backcourt violation. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Giannis with it up top. He'll run the offense. Here's a chance from long range. Rebounds taken down by Leonard.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
And finishes strong.
These are missed opportunities. When a guy puts his head down, the help defender closest to the ball, you need to get your hand and scrape inside there. If he has his head down, he can't see you coming from the blind side.
To Middleton. Has a chance. Middleton off the mark. Paul George to Beverly. Leonard. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Lopez to Bledsoe. 5 on the shot clock for Milwaukee. Even to Zubats. Tips it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Leonard. No good. That's great defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Timeout called here by the Clippers. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute.
So you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. George, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Number 22, Maurice Harkless.
The Bucks at the controls to Lopez. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Paul George has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. 2 for 2 on that trip. Nothing going here on that drive. Antetokounmpo. Oh, bad pass, and the Bucks have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these...
How about that? A 3 at the buzzer. That's going to bring some icy stares from the other bench. This one is now all over.